Let's check markets and what is happening with our investments with the time for the word on Wall Street. Top investors watching your money. Joining me right now is LPL Financial Chief Investment Officer John Lynch, Bulltech Capital Markets Chief Strategist Catherine Rooney-Vera, and Michael Lee Strategy Founder Michael Lee. Great to see everybody this Monday morning. Thank you so much for being here. We're looking at risk asset sell-off this year, Mike. Bitcoin also down. It's down 8%, hovering around $33,000, but it has been sliding all year, along with other risk assets, Mike. We're talking about a decline of 50% from the high. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Maria, you hit the nail on the head there. This is a massive risk asset sell-off to start the year, and Bitcoin is front and center in there. There's a high correlation of Bitcoin to your high-flying tech stocks. You know, think the ARC technology ETF names. A lot of correlation between that and what we're seeing now. Is that led by the more aggressive expectations from the Fed? Is it led by inflation? I think it's a combination of all of these things happening simultaneously. But the main supports for Bitcoin right around 41,000. As soon as we broke through there, the next support is 29,000, and then you get down to about 20,000. So when you see it broke through 41,000, the next stop below is right around that $29,000 mark. Are we going to bounce off there and recover, or if we break through there, I think the next stop is 20,000, and then I'll go back to what I've been saying on crypto on your show for a long time. You either believe in it or you don't. And the number of people, and if you believe in it, it's based on central bank money printing. Now, we may have a temporary slowdown in the amount of money printing that's going on in central banks for the time being. To not think that coming out of the next recession and the next business cycle, this is not how central banks are going to respond to any sort of economic slowdown. I think, if you don't believe that we're going to see more of that, there's an island with 12 bridges I'd like to sell you. So I think the best days for crypto is ahead of it. Where this bottoms and where the price goes, I think we're too early in the asset class to find valuation models that you can stick to, i.e. like a gold and silver relationship or the 10-year treasury to the U.S. stock market. But I'm a long-term believer in Bitcoin. I think it's an asset you dollar cost average into. But I would be looking to add right around the $30,000 mark if we see a bounce off there. If not, the next stop below is 20,000, and then I don't know that we'll get below that, but this is the riskiest of risk assets for the time being, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Well, with all of this selling of risk assets, people are buying gold. On Friday, largest single day of gold inflows. Mike, what do you want to do with these risk assets? Do you wait to see when this selling stops? Do you find opportunities, or do you buy gold?
Well, Maria, I think I think we're near an inflection point with this sell-off. I think there's a tremendous amount of uncertainty with what the Fed is going to do and where the Fed's going to go. You'd think with all the money printing, all the inflation, everything that's going on right here, gold would be at $3,000 or $4,000 an ounce now. That simply hasn't happened out of the pandemic. So I'm not a fan of gold, and that's kind of a separate conversation. But you need to ask yourself, if you're a short-term trader, well, this is a very difficult market to trade in. If you have a few years, I'd be buying right now. All these rate-raising induced sell-offs over the last decade have been tremendous buying opportunities going over the next couple of years. So I'd be adding to your favorite names, like a Microsoft reporting later this week.
All right, we will leave it there. John Lynch, Catherine Rooney-Vera, great to see you both. Thanks so much for joining us this morning. Mike, you're sticking around all morning long. We're happy about that.